Okay, so I welcome you to this lesson where I will provide solution to the given equation. So this question is coming from trigonometric equation. So the question reads, solve the equation 2 cos theta is equal to -1. For 0 degrees is less than or equal to theta less than or equal to 360 degrees. It simply means that all the solutions that we find, they should range from 0 degrees to 360 degrees, meaning that they should not exceed 360 degrees. Okay, so now you can see that we have 2 cos theta is equal to -1. So here what should we do? First step, we should make cos theta the subject, where we should divide both sides by 2, like this. Okay, divided by 2. So where this 2 and this one cancel, we remain with the cos theta is equal to -1 over 2, which is the same as cos theta is equal to -0.5. Now next, when we divide throughout by cos, we'll end up having theta as the subject, where theta will be equal to cos inverse of 0.5. Okay, so now we should find the reference angle, which is the angle in the first quadrant. So when you get your calculator here, you punch, say that shift cos 0.5, which will give us theta is equal to 66.66666, okay, 67, something like this. Okay, so now we should know that angles always be rounded off to 1 decimal place. So to 1 decimal place, which is the same as 66.7 degrees, not so. Now here, after finding this one, theta is equal to 66.7 degrees, which is the angle in the first quadrant. Okay, so now we should understand the cast diagram. Okay, so in the when we are talking about the cast diagram, you can see that we have C here, which is cos. So cos here is positive, meaning sign here, sin theta is negative, also tan theta is negative. Then here, all the 3 trigonometric equation identities or ratios, they are positive. It simply means that cos is positive, sin is positive, and tan is positive. And in the first quadrant, angles they are equivalent to 90 degrees. In the second quadrant, only sin here is positive, meaning that tan is negative and cos is negative. And angles in the second quadrant, they are equivalent to 180 degrees. While in the third quadrant, we can see that only tan is positive, meaning that the remaining 2 other ratios, they are negative. Okay, and angles in the third quadrant, they are equivalent to 270 degrees. Now by doing so, let us identify the quadrants in which theta is lying. Not so. Since here we know that theta is equal to -0.5, so we should identify other quadrant where cos is what? Negative. So we can see that cos is negative in the second quadrant and in the third quadrant. So say that theta lie in the second and third quadrant. Okay, where we should know that theta is equal to what? Alpha. Okay, it simply means that the angle we have found in the first quadrant, this one, theta is equal to 66.7 degrees, is the same as the alpha. Now let us solve the value of cos in the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, we should say that theta is equal to 180 degrees. Take away alpha, where this alpha is the angle in the second quadrant, in the first quadrant I mean. Okay, so where we know that the angle in the first quadrant, this one is the same as the theta, alpha I mean. Okay, so say that theta is equal to 180 degrees minus alpha, which is 66.7 degrees. So you go to your calculator, you punch 180 minus 66.7, okay, which will give us theta is equal to 113.3 degrees. Okay, so also let us find since we said that cos is negative in the second and the third quadrant, so we go to the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, you say that theta is equal to 180 degrees plus alpha. So in the third quadrant, we are adding, we are not subtracting, because angles in the third quadrant, they are equivalent to 270 degrees. So we'll say that this one, 180 degrees plus alpha, which is the angle, the reference angle in the first quadrant, which is 66.7 degrees, like this. Again, you go to your calculator, you do this, you say 180 plus 66.7 degrees. It will give us theta is equal to 246.7 degrees. So now we should write our answers from the smallest to the largest in ascending order. So I will say that theta is equal to 66.7, which is the angle in the first quadrant, okay, also followed by 113.3 degrees, and theta also is equal to 246.7 degrees. So this is the solution to our given problem.